Alright, Volatile Dead League Start Day 2 recap, except now it's a Detonate Dead Day 2 recap. Pretty much just going to kind of go over the League Start first 2 days and just kind of talk about things off the top of my head of how it's been. We switched to Volatile Dead after farming Merciless Lab for the gem and played with it a bit. It was good. Decided to also try out the Detonate Dead of Chain Reaction because it's pretty similar. Pretty much the same thing. And when I tried it initially, and every time I've tried it since then, between the two, turns out the Detonate Dead one just feels a little bit better in like every way, like just slightly better clear, well, except for boss, not boss damage, but the bossing experience sometimes it's a little jank with the self casts on the Detonate. But like overall, it just feels a little bit better in like every way. So I've been playing the Detonate Dead gem instead. The rest of the build's otherwise exactly the same. Like if I switch the gems, that's the only thing that changes. No other gems change. The gears don't change. Passives don't change. Whatever. Um, but yeah. So turns out trying to play a volatile dead build, and part of the build concept is you ignore the orbs and play it just like it's a detonate dead build. Uh, Playing detonate dead just works a little better at playing like detonate dead. Yeah. The chain reaction DD is cool. It's kind of like having mini Vol DDs every time you cast. And part of the reason I think why it feels a little bit better is for clear. It's got a bit of lingering damage. It has enough upfront damage on the initial explosions to wipe packs out, but then there's like lingering explosions over the next second and a half. That'll usually kill other stuff that walks close by and can just kind of help with coverage a little bit. But so after leveling Armageddon Brand Cremation, got to maps. Map progression was pretty smooth, as I expected it to be, because we're doing corpse explosion stuff, so we get damage that scales with area level. We get a lot of scaling just by progressing maps. It went well. The only hiccup really so far has been when I got to the mini bosses, the Exarch and Eater mini bosses, and just kind of YOLO'd into them thinking, oh yeah, it's fine. I was killing map bosses very quickly. The bossing kind of jank without having the bossing totem setup that I plan to have eventually endgame with Unearth and stuff. It's fine, and when I fought my Quest Eater of Worlds, I actually got a totem setup and it was noticeably much better. And since then I've also gotten my trigger weapon so that I don't have to cast Bone Offering or my Curse or my Wave of Conviction. Which now all I do when I map is I just cast the Desecrate and the Detonate. It's really nice. And I just kind of mapped all day today, and it's not like a fast build, obviously you can tell it's not like a speed build, but it's like smooth, it's comfy. And the other big reason why Detonate Dead is kind of just edged out Volatile is because Vol Detonate Dead exists, and Vol Detonate Dead just does so much damage. It's hard to compete. It's T16. We kill the map bosses pretty quick considering there's not a lot going on, and like for map wise we're very tanky. Currently I have one charm for offering effect, getting extra block chance. 70 block, 64 spell block. Once I could get another charm, or just eventually I'll have 20 quality bone offering and hopefully and eventually ashes will actually be capped block and spell block, which like for mapping and doing league mechanic type farming content is extremely tanky. And then I've actually also still got 15k armor, almost 15k evasion without flasks. I was running Barkskin for a while until I ended up leveling my charm passive tree and getting a couple good charms. Barkskin was pretty nice. I just didn't run Tempest Shield. That was good. But now we've got like the full tanky setup. Pretty high chaos res, almost capped as well. Suppression is actually 99% suppression. Pretty much cap suppression. My gear I'm pretty satisfied with. for a stage up until I start crafting my own stuff with like fractured bases and things. We've gotten to a pretty good spot. The main thing now is going to be probably farming some Eater of Worlds and just keeping track on trade for other things that we could use and trying to get to the Unearth swap, which I think I'm going to need either Ashes or like an Unearthed Dragon Fang amulet to start the scaling of it to make it worth jumping onto. We also have to eventually get like an Empower and an Enhanced Gem, all that stuff. But yeah, day 2, it's been good. The mapping is really nice, really easy. Especially after, like, I mean, pretty much the whole way it's been very tanky for mapping, but now with like the Tempest Shield and the Bone Offering and everything, my HP hardly ever moves in maps other than dots. It's a very tanky map setup. It's good. I've enjoyed it. Just wanted to do a update on how things have gone. And yeah, it's a DD build now. Who would have guessed? Thanks for watching. See ya.